Alright everybody, welcome. Well, I received a few questions asking me exactly how I perform certain moves, being that I don't have all the correct buttons. For instance, R2, which is block, I have there, then I have L1 here, but you'll see I don't have an L2, I don't have an R1. And it's pretty much just like MK9. You press combinations of buttons to take into account that you don't have the other ones. For instance, L1 is throw, so I have an L1, but let's just pretend for a second I did not have L1. I just have these 5 buttons here and that's it. You've got front punch, front kick, back kick, and block. So let's just forget about L1 for a second and just imagine I have these 5 buttons here. In order to perform a throw, you have to press L1, but being I don't have L1, pretend that's not there, you can mimic the functionality of L1 by pressing front punch and front kick at the same time. So if I press these 2 buttons at the same time, it'll be the same as if I was pressing L1. So that's how I perform a throw. You can just press these 2 buttons at the same time and it'll do the throw. Now for R1, which is background interact, I don't have an R1, all I have is R2. So in order to perform a background interact by pressing R1, it's the same type of thing as this, only you press these 2 buttons here. You press front punch and back punch, which is square and triangle. You press these 2 buttons at the same time, and that'll be like pressing R1, and that'll do a background interact. So that's, you got L1 and R1. Now, in order to perform a flip stance, you have to press L2. I don't have an L2. I've only got these 5 buttons. So to do L2, you press all 3 of these at the same time. You press front kick, block, and back kick at the same time. 1, 2, 3. And that'll be like pressing L2. That's how you also do the X-ray. Being that all 3 of these buttons are L2, you're pressing L2 and R2 at the same time, and that does the X-ray. So I don't actually need L1 at all, but I didn't know that until just now. But I'm not going to change anything because I've already got it here. But it's handy to just tap L1 to throw instead of having to press these 2. So it's handy that it's there, but I actually don't need it. You can get away with using just 5 buttons to control all of the functionality of the gameplay. So it works out pretty well. I just wanted to make this video to show you how it's done and to answer some questions. So again, these 2 are throw, these 2 are background interact, and these bottom 3 are flip stance and X-ray. So you can get away with having just 5 buttons to do the whole game. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more videos and actual gameplay, live and non-live stuff. But I'm kind of busy today. I'm finishing up designing the custom bezel that I'm going to make for all the moves like MK9 and Injustice. I can only do a certain amount of characters because the 4 downloadable characters are not released yet. I'll still have a spot for them, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up the bezel and get one installed to help me with gameplay and everything as far as the videos go. So I'm actually working on that today, so stay tuned here. Next couple of days I'll have lots of new videos and all that kind of stuff of the game and the machine in action. So stay tuned and we'll see you then.